Hi, everyone. Welcome to Mind Your Own Business. So good to be with you. We're going to talk about, I think, one of the greatest secrets to success is how to ask great questions. And, I was thinking about, we learned so much yesterday from Travis and our 5 steps, 5 to thrive, our system, which is conversation, invitation, presentation, follow-up, and collective decision. And I thought there's kind of questions that we can ask along every one of those 5 steps that I have learned, at least in my career, are really, they're like movement makers. They move the needle more than other questions. So I'm excited to share those with you and hear from you all, which ones that you're learning. But before, I want to give you a context for the power of asking questions. So Travis spoke about this yesterday too, that the person who's asking questions is in control. And I mean that in the best way, meaning when you hear the words network with intention, this is also kind of what I'm talking about. When I went on 213 coffee dates, my first year of business, and became saleswoman of the year because I did that without knowing that was going to happen. All I knew how to do as a psychologist was ask questions. And the greatest psychologists ask the greatest questions, don't we? And so I went to school for many, many years to really learn how to actually just ask the questions that could move the needle the quickest for my clients. And so I want to teach you the philosophy behind all of it, because I really think leaders teach you how to think, not what to say, right? Leaders teach you how to think, not what to say. So first and foremost, the philosophy of asking questions is there's a psychology, there's something magical that happens when you get someone to say yes. And then when you get them to say yes over and over. So what, you'll see as I'm teaching, I'm often positioning people to say yes. If I would you, yes, sure. Is health important to you? Absolutely. Oh my gosh, tell me more about that. Another philosophy is I want you to be positively assumptive. And you'll notice that the questions I ask are phrased in a way that I am assuming positive. I'm assuming people want to learn more. I'm embedding that into my questions. So kind of listen for that. I'm very intentional. So I want you to think about, if I met someone online, if they just reached out to me, I'm always asking questions that I believe, if I know humans and we know what humans do, they're most likely going to kick back the question to you that you ask them. If you know that, then set up the questions you want them asking you. So if I'm going to ask Debbie, what do you do? I kind of know most of the time she's going to kick it back to me. And that's one of the most important questions you can ever ask, because they'll kick it back to you and then you got to be ready to answer that, right? So what do you do? Okay. So you're very intentional. I'm very intentional about the questions I ask. Tell me what you love most about what you're doing. And they will tell you what they love or what they hate. And that is information for me. Okay. And then when we're asking questions, we're ultimately teaching people how to think about things. If you ask questions like, have you ever noticed that every supplement we take has to go through a digestive system? But I just learned that 85% of our digestive systems are broken. Like, have you ever thought about that? I know, me neither. And up until now, we didn't have another solution. Isn't that funny? Like, isn't that crazy? So have you ever noticed, did you know those are really great questions to get people thinking about things in the way you want them to think? Imagine being at a 30-year class reunion. I say, did you ever imagine that we would, someone might ask me what I do at my 30-year class reunion, which is this summer. And I might say, I never imagined when we were in high school that I would play on my phone and make money. I never imagined. Like, can you imagine back in the day? Like, that wasn't even an option for us. So I'm always thinking about, and you'll learn how to kind of incorporate this into your vocabulary. Okay, I'm also going to share with you how to lean into objections and the question to ask for any objection. That's going to really help. Okay, so let's go to step 1, conversation. Key to this one, be you, even online. Just be conversational. Online are not different rules. And that's why I use Messenger a lot. And so I'll get online, I'm like, Garth, oh my gosh, I saw you're a vegan. You've been vegan for 5 years. Okay, we've kind of been wondering about it. Like, tell me about it. I would ask that if I didn't really even know Garth. Like there are new people I'm meeting in groups that I'm in all the time, and I'll just chit chat. And I'll say, oh my gosh, this is a big one you can ask. So like, what are you up to in 2022? Like, tell me what you got going on. And they will tell you. And then guess what? They'll kick it back to you. How about you? Oh, thanks for asking. That's so cool what you're doing. I want to learn more and blah, blah, blah. But I'm actually launching a huge health and wellness company that has a brand new thing, blah, 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 right? What do? Tell me about what you're up to. You're the one that's controlling this because they're going to kick that back to you. A positively assumptive thing I might say is, what do you love most about that? Because then you're going to be able to play on whatever they love most. Oh, I love helping people. Oh my gosh, I love meeting people that love helping people because I love helping people too. Oh my gosh, we got that in common. You see, like all of a sudden we're now an us and not a them. And I found a way to help people this way. Like, are you interested in new ways of helping people and like making money doing multiple ways of helping people? Like you could move into that. Okay. So the key for conversations, be yourself, but what do? That's just the money question. Okay. Yes. Me too moments. I love that, Joby. Thank you. Okay. Invitation. The key for an invitation. If I would you, Travis talked about this. Eric Worre's classic. Great. If I sent you this, would you take a look at it? I learned this from Big Al. I love this for the second step for invitation. What would be easier for you? And then give them two options. Would you like to hop on the live Zoom call, or would you like the 30-minute recording? What would be easier for you? Humans want easy. And when you give them two options and they have to pick one, both are great, they will pick one. What would be easier for you, to meet up for coffee or to just meet me on a Zoom and chat about this? What would be easier for you? Okay. So if I would you, what would be easier for you are the big questions for invitation. Presentation, this is the key. So they've watched it, and then we are going to ask with positive assumption, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. What excited you most about what you just saw? What excited you most about not what interested you? I mean, you're fine if you say that, but sometimes interest, are you interested? What interested you sets people up to be very critical and want to appear smart, because that's just what we do as humans. It's not bad. It's just what we do. I don't want to be an easy sell. You don't want to be an easy sell, but we want to buy, but we don't want to be an easy sell. So what excited you most? Like, was it, and sometimes I'll say, was it the products? Was it the opportunity? Was it both? Like, tell me. That is a very assumptive posture, isn't it? I'm assuming you're excited. I'm leading you into the state that I want you to be in. That's powerful. Okay. Follow up. Okay. This is the question for follow up. Oh my gosh. Is there any other information you need to make a decision? Powerful. Because then you'll be able to tie it up with a bow. They will say, no, I think I'm good. Or they will say what they want. And then that's just amazing. Right? Is there any other info you need in order to make a decision? Decision to start on the products, decision to build this with me. What else? Is there anything else you need in order to make a decision? And then collect a decision, step 5. So are you ready to get started? And then let's do a Big Al. What's easier for you? Do you want me to enter the information while we're on the phone, or do you want you to do it? Like, what's easier? Do you want to use a credit card? Do you want to use cash? What's easier for you? Like, whatever the situation might be. What's easier for you? Are you ready to get started? Great. What's easier for you? To hop on Zoom tonight with me and I'll do it with you? Or do you want the link and I'll show you how to do, I'll tell you how to do it. Are you ready to get started? Okay. Tina Mousom talks a lot about how the skills we need as network marketers, we learned in kindergarten. And the whole idea is the person who makes the most amount of friends wins in network marketing. And think about little kids. They're always asking questions. Hi, what's your name? Hey, do you want to go play with me over here? That's ultimately what we're doing. Is I can outfriend anybody. I can just outfriend anybody. And you can too. If you have generous levels of energy and enthusiasm and interest in people, you will do so well. Okay. So the other thing I want to say about questions is something I've talked about before. I want you to lean in and keep asking questions until you feel a little bit like the Spanish Inquisition, and then you're probably asking enough. Okay. So I want you to ask more questions than feel comfortable to you. So I might say, Janice, like, what do you do? And she might say, oh my gosh, I'm a hairdresser. Oh my gosh, what do you love about that? Well, I love talking to people. How long have you been doing that, Janice? Well, 15 years. Oh my gosh, what? Tell me, like, how did COVID change things for you? Oh my gosh, now we're oh my God. I am constantly, I am the one leading the conversation, and people love to talk about themselves. So she gets to talk about herself, and she gets to experience me as someone that loves her talking about herself. That is a bonding thing. Okay. We don't want to be people that just talk about themselves. So it's all good. Okay. If you get an objection, insert any objection in this equation and you will be fine. So I don't know. I'm pretty busy. I mean, I'm Dr. Erin. I'm pretty busy. I got lots going on. I'm just teasing. Okay. So if I could show you how to blank, how to build this business, how to grow a business without feeling salesy, or if I could show you how to fit this into your life without it overwhelming you, would you be interested? So you just insert, if I could show you how to without, or say they say, I just don't know about sales. Oh my gosh, me too. If I could show you if I could show you how to build this in a way that didn't feel salesy, would you be interested? Well, I might, but all you do is sales. Got it. My mentor, Dr. Erin, she said no to this industry for 6 years because she literally said, I'm not good at sales. And then she figured out how basically we just love people, and the more we love people, the more we sell. And if she could show you the way, if she showed me how to fall in love with sales. If you could learn how to do this, you would be interested. Yeah. If that were possible, I would be interested. Okay, great. Okay. Well, I don't know many people. If I could show you how to build this business in a way where you start with people you know, and then all of a sudden most people in your business are people you don't even know. I just got a paycheck from someone who ordered in Nigeria. Do you think I know them? I did not know them. If I could show you how to do that, would you be interested? Great. And then I'll say with posture, great. That's the easy part for me. Let's get going. Would you like to get started? Right? So feel like the Spanish Inquisition, and you're probably leaning in enough. Okay. Last, if there's an objection about anything like, oh my God, is it one of those things? I will lean in, and this will say, oh my gosh, there's a story here. Tell me, what's your story? I'm dying to hear. Do you see me leaning in? What's your story? What happened? I want to hear it. Okay. Leaders ask great questions. Networkers ask great questions. Humans ask great questions. I want to leave you with this, and then we'll open it up. I would love to hear what ideas you have and what questions have worked super well for you. One of greatest mentors that I look up to is Robin Sharma. He's written many, many books, and he's recently written another one. But he was on Ed Milet's podcast yesterday, and he said, great products are made from love. Great movements are made from love. Great teams are made from love. And I think this is it's going to sound really corny, but I literally think I became saleswoman of the year because I just love people. And I literally think I could just call this love marketing. I mean, I just think that's why I think sales is one of the most noble professions in the world, because ultimately we just get to take interest in people and love them and solve their problems. And so just love people. The person who can make the most amount of friends, the person who loves the people the most, you know what I mean? The more you do that, the more you will rise up in this profession. So great products are made from love. Great movements are made from love. Great teams are made from love. So I would love to hear your thoughts. Which one's like, oh, I've never used that one. That is a game changer, or that has really worked for me, or I'm finally getting my chops down around that idea.
It took a long time for me to learn, Erin. I think in this business, it's one of those turning points that you can hear it 1,000 times, and until one day you're like, oh, I totally get it. and for me, it becoming like an investigator, you loving them. I think, and for Kristen Vandermeer, I know that you heard Travis Monday night say networking on purpose, like there's a difference if you walk through your life on purpose, period, and in this one, it's the just understanding that telling people about what you do isn't what you do. It's first you ask them what you do, and then you reel that back. I mean, because like you said, I think this is where your psychology is so helpful to many of us, because when I started understanding the psychology, then my questions changed. How much talking I did changed. And it was investigative, because if people love to talk about themselves, what they love, what they hate, I mean, we're very binary, but I think for me, it was Danny Johnson going to a conference, and she said, the form thing, talk about family. Everybody will talk about their family right away. They love talking about their family. And then what they do, these are safe things that step you into a conversation. But anyway, I can't,
keep going.
I don't think
Form, family,
occupation. So, married, kids, parents, especially again, like you said, this moment, COVID changed a lot of that. Occupation, how did COVID change, or what do you do? And then M is FOR, R is recreation. What do you love? Like if you didn't have a job, what would you do?
yes,
And this goes back to Vandermeer travel, okay, let's talk about that. But if I could get you to retire 3 years earlier, Kristen, where would you go next? So it's learning how to frame those questions. But people have dreams or they don't, but their job and their lack of money and their lack of time is in the way.
What's M?
So if I could, like you just said, if I could help you stop the job, if I could give you more time, if I could get you more income, then what would you do? Like, what do you love to do? And then that secondary question, oh, we love to travel. We love to camp with the kids. Really, where'd you go last?
Yes.
What's next on your bucket list?
Yes.
So it's really just listening and digging deeper.
What's the M of form?
Message. And
that
that's
mean?
really, that's delivering, if I could show you what I've done, a way to, would you be interested? So it just goes right into what, almost where you started it, the conversation. And then it's the same, I don't know, same path, different words, but I don't think we can hear what you shared this morning enough. So thank you, because we hear it and hear it and hear it, and we just freaking don't get it till we get it. And then I think in network marketing, you're forever changed. And it changes you as a human, because people feel that you are genuinely interested in them, and you can say almost nothing.
Nothing. Oh, no, nothing. Oh yeah, it's kind of a fun game I play. And then the joke is like, if you go to coffee with me, you don't get to ask me questions, because I'll bounce it right back to you. And I'll be like, oh my gosh, the kids are great, but I want to hear more about you. Like, I am very intentional about it. And it makes me appear insanely successful, productive, fast, because I'm not wasting my time. Not that anyone could be wasted on, that's not what I'm saying, but that's intentional. If I run into someone at the coffee shop and I haven't seen them for the last 2 years, I'll say, oh my gosh, quickly, what's the biggest way COVID impacted your life? Like, I am allergic to freaking small talk. Okay. I am allergic. They will tell me something that matters.
Yeah. Well,
how did COVID change your business? Like, tell me one sentence, like, got it. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
COVID's a touch point. It's a,
yes.
But I think where Kristen, I love your comment here, Kristen. For me, when this is how I've coached everybody, the bigger the fish, the longer the path.
Yes.
To message.
Oh my gosh.
Right? Build the relationship deeper. I mean, if it's someone you met in the freaking grocery store line, yeah. But if it's a big fish, you're like, okay, hold on. And I just like slow it down. Slow it down
so
until it's painful.
Garth, this big fish that Garth Garth enrolled, they went on 4 coffee dates. And the driver in me is like, get to the point, but you can't,
No.
because I would need that too. I would be like, I know, it's just like, so true. It's so true. And you knew, like, you just fall in love with the process, but
Well, it's antithetical, you know. So Kristen, I'm gonna go, it's antithetical. You think, wow, it's business. Let's talk right away. And it's the same thing in an airplane. When an airplane starts doing one thing to correct it so the wings don't come off while you're flying, you have to do what's antithetical. When an airplane starts to dive down, you have to push the stick forward. And I swear to God, you can't do it because you're like, no, I want to do this. And the airplane will do this and then do this.
It's like
and
Lightning
tumble,
McQueen.
you know?
No, go left, not right.
Yeah, you've got to, it's like, it's going down, something's happening, and you've got to push into the dive. And you want to die. You want to throw up. You
want to die.
Same thing here.
Same thing here.
Well, because you're like, no, everything in your body says this. But you're
Well,
like, but my understanding is this will save me.
Everything
This
in our
is
bodies in psychology wants to talk about ourselves too. Like that is the nosedive. Like, do not do the nosedive. I'm talking about yourself.
Yeah, it's so fun. Vandermeer's got a question here.
Great.
Is that helpful you, Kristen, though, Keller? I mean, that slow it down to have more of the journey. It's less, you know,
Yes.
Erin, you're always telling us that the more you actually get to know a person, the more you'll become a sniper at the entry point. Now I'm talking trading, at the entry point of the conversation where the message fits.
Yep.
Yeah, I think right now, just currently, with everything that's been going on since January, like, and I really want to go to Turks and Caicos. And so I'm kind of like, okay, I got to make up for lost time.
I think there's two buckets of people. So there's people you're getting to know and the people that are no. So I enrolled 33 people our first month. I was direct. I said, this is the biggest thing Garth and I will ever do. I used Travis's script. I said, would you look at it with me? So there's a place to date people and there's a place and time not to date people.
Yeah.
I can't do that with the total straight. I could, it's called code calling. It's not as effective. If you're willing to get more no's, go that route. But no, like that's cold calling, you know, but. So it's gotta be warm market to just go straight there. Like.
Yeah. And one market that you know, right? That you know they are interested in that, or you know, like, that's a good question.
And I said, I'm assembling my success team and I'm looking for 10 people that want to ride on that rocket ship. And I, of course, want you to be one of them. Do you want to talk about this? Like, you guys all should be assembling your success team because we're launching this year. We can now say we're launching this year. Just say that. I don't know when this year, like, but I'm sure in the next 10 months, we'll be launching this thing. Okay. I'm looking for people who want to, you know, oh, that might be the case, Kristen. You know, I run in the circle of business people that they're savvy about business. Like that's why we can't compare our journeys because we don't have the same networks. We don't have the same anything. Yeah. So let's be kind to ourselves and not compare the journey. Yeah. I mean, someone in corporate America who has no entrepreneur friends, it's going to be harder than all you know is entrepreneur friends that are like, yes, I say yes to 7 things because that's what we do. It's going to be harder or whatever it is. So yeah, let's be kind to ourselves.
Yeah.
Great point, Kristen.
I have a question.
Yeah.
My biggest objection right now is everyone wants to say, well, I'm going to wait to see how it works for you. And being that I've only been doing this a month, sorry, I'm taking cakes out of the oven. They want to wait. So granted, I will follow up, but I feel like I have to give them a little more time before I follow up.
Okay, great. I'll give you 2 things and then we'll hop off the call because we've got a corporate director call and you'll learn this as you do the business more, Debbie. And so one of the things I really learned was to say, you might not feel it, but your cells do. We know from a scientific aspect, your cells will feel it. And then I'll say, and I already know they work. I've already felt it. Or you can add on, I trust the thousands of research studies that show that it works. And so, so you could do that as well. So there's kind of 3 aspects you could do. 4, you could say, the coolest thing about our product, and Yvette's probably thinking this, I just know it, is that the plant DNA interacts with your own DNA in your own specific way. And that my results, although you might be interested in them, I'm interested in the results it's going to get for you, but it's already worked for me. So what else? What else do you got? You know?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
It works immediately. I know the science that it's working immediately. So it's already worked. It's already worked. It worked the second I put it on my tongue.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Debbie-
Such a good question. Yvette?
Debbie, ask
Yes.
them to join you. Ask them to, well, come along with me and let's just do this, side by side.
Yeah.
And then compare, what, because everybody's body is different. Like Dr. Erin said, everybody's body is different. So just invite them, like, yeah.
Great. Thank
Okay,
you.
Yvette. And you could say, and you know what? We've got about 9,000 people that have been on this for last year. Can I add you to that group? And you can see that it's worked for 9,000 people. Like, so
Yeah.
absolutely use the APL Go community as your marketing for that. Okay. Okay. Awesome. And Debbie, I signed up 33 people and I hadn't tried to drop.
That's
So
what I was.
use my example. Say, I've got some pretty smart friends that understand science and they knew what they knew. Like I've got enough certifications on this product that I'm not even smart enough to know all of that, that I know what I know. So okay, good. Oh my gosh. All right. Thank you everybody for joining.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Dr. Erin. Appreciate it.
Bye everybody.
Guys, have a blessed Thursday.
Have a blessed
And
Thursday.
stay in prayer for our world.
Yes.
Yes.